what has been special this year in the preparation or in generally, I mean a lot of things obviously, but because of that I've been here for the first time during spring at home in the last, I don't know, 15 years probably. It's quite crazy. You always travel the world seeking for the best possible training destinations and conditions, and sometimes they're just right behind the place where you live. So therefore sometimes it's not really necessary to fly around the world to find some great spots. Actually, for the first time I had time to really explore my own neighborhood a little bit, because usually you're always stressed, you're always trying to get like a specific workout in if it's June, July and the more important races are about to come, and then you'll not just ride around with your gravel bike and look for some nice spots, or you run up some stairs in a vineyard. It's just not happening. So it has been quite refreshing and also quite motivating to explore some of the really nice areas around where I live. Because there are still not really any races in sight, it's very important to keep training interesting and to do some things that on the one hand side are probably challenging you and really hard, of course, but at the same time it's not mentally exhausting, because it's always something fresh, always something new. And so the stairs is probably a little bit less than a minute, depending on how hard you want to go. You can also just run for 400 meters, but there you always have the clock, and it's very difficult to set your mind free. You're always stressed because you want to hit a specific time. At the stairs I don't give a fuck about the time, because I don't know what it's worth, but it's quite exhausting, and at the same time it has some big benefits. It's not adding any like big running volume, but it really makes your calves absolutely bomb proof. And I'll definitely gonna take the Palani Road probably in February if the race is gonna happen. So about the workout, that was just like 10 minutes very easy warm-up, and then 12 by probably around 1 minute. It really depends. Like if you take it easy, it's around 1 minute. If you take it really hard, it's 42 seconds. So I always alternate between one stair at a time and then 2 stairs at a time, as long as I can. And I almost max out my heart rate at that workout, so it's around like 198 heart rate max at the end. And I love it, because at the end you really struggle, and it's not about pushing yourself. You just want to reach the top. That's hard enough. So it's quite a good workout, even if it's not very specific. I think it gives you it's good for the running style you later have in Ironman, because it's very strength orientated. And also in a middle distance race like the last 2K, where you probably want to decide the race, it's usually not because you can't run any faster. It's usually because your legs are hurting, you're at your max with your heart rate, and it's just everything is hurting. And that's a very good workout to get used to that kind of effort. So it's not just fast running, it's just hard grinding running. Yeah, sure. I mean, one of the things I've done differently is for sure I've been a lot more on my gravel bike, on a cross bike. I really enjoyed the time without any traffic. At the beginning of the crisis, I've done that mainly to prevent any dangers, like getting hit on the road. You don't want to block any emergency room beds or whatsoever, so therefore I just thought it's a good idea to stay away from any possible dangers. But it's also quite nice, because on the one hand side, we do very specific workouts on the trainer, and you know, it's also mentally exhausting sometimes. But on the gravel bike, you ride for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. You don't really, you know, you're not counting down the hours. It just comes naturally, and it's quite cool to explore some new places. Keeps your mind busy and keeps the training interesting. At the same time, it's a very good addition to you know, riding your trainer indoors, because it's good for your skills and so on. So it's quite a good mix. Of course, I miss the races, I have to be honest, and I miss traveling as well. I mean, it has been really nice for the last 3 months probably, but now I definitely get a little bit itchy to to finally do some races. I think probably in the next months, if there's still like the big virtual reality races going on, I probably gonna start racing in some Swift races or whatsoever. But of course, that's not a supplement for real racing and for traveling, and for especially for seeing you know, your peers and having, you know, the social experience with all the other guys. It's about to start raining now, and the kids are playing soccer behind us, so it's it's probably time to leave, because the camera is not waterproof.